Hi, my name is Peter van Wijk, I'm a therapist. Welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about those things we casually mention and don't realize that they might be far more important than we think. Basically, because we don't tend to listen to ourselves. As we don't listen to ourselves, we don't really realize what we say. Now, in this case, the story is about myself. I casually mention an example, and I've been casually mentioning this example for over 20 years. Every time I explain to somebody what a therapy is about, how it works, I use this example. As a matter of fact, in this same channel you can find a video called "What is Therapy? How does it work?" or something like that. And obviously, I use the example I always use and never listen to. Now, the good thing is that in the video, I invite the listeners, viewers, to try this at home. And as it turns out, there's people listening to me, and there's people watching, and there's people even doing things at home, or at least thinking about the possibility of doing at home something I have explained here, which is quite touching. So thank you very much for that. And thank you even far more, because thanks to your feedback, thanks to the things you have been mentioning, you have been asking about this, I have begun to realize that this might actually be quite important as a tool, quite a powerful tool of self-awareness, let's call it that, to steer away from self-help, which I never quite have understood. So, quite a powerful tool of self-awareness. Let me explain the thing. Let me remind what this is about. I always talk about the way in which our lives can be divided in 3 boxes. Everything that is in our lives, from the moment we were born until now, fits in 3 boxes, which is quite disturbing, but it is a very good tool. Now, these 3 boxes obviously are not the same. It's organized. The first box is about the things that go well. The second box is about the things that just go. And the third box, you can see this one coming, is about the things that go badly. Now, the thing is, in my example, I tell you how to divide the stuff, and from there on I carry on explaining how the therapy goes. Now, normally I do not invite people to try this at home, as now I have, and actually right now I am inviting you all to do this at home. Please try this at home. Think about your lives and think in which of the boxes you would put each and every item of which your lives consist. Now, we have important things in our lives. I mean, when we think about those things, we talk about relationships. We talk about relationships not only with our significant other, our partner. We can talk about our children, we can talk about our parents, we can talk about our friends, we can talk about acquaintances, colleagues, people we work with. We can talk about our boss, or the people we are boss over. We can talk about the place we live. We can talk about the job we do, the work we do. We can talk about what we do in our free time. We can talk about dreams, ideas, plans, projects. There is a lot in our lives. Now, it is very important to realize how these things make us feel. Because if they make us feel good, we put them in the box of things that are good. Now, things that make us feel good, and of course we can easily, this is easy to think. So yeah, okay, I'll have a couple of beers and I feel good. So beer goes in the first box. But apart from the fact that perhaps beer indeed does go in the first box, unless you have a drinking problem, in which case it goes in the last box. And if you don't really care about beer, well, in that case it goes in the middle box. This as an idea and an illustration. The things that are good they bring good things to our lives. If I have a drinking problem, obviously beer, although it may make me feel good for a while, it doesn't bring good things to my life. It does not help me advance. It does not help me evolve. So let's think about that. Good things that make us feel good, that help us evolve, that help us be better, that help us grow, they go in the first box. Normally, unfortunately, that box is not too large, but that box is a very special box. It's the box that, I could almost say, keeps us alive. It's the box that makes everything worth it. So one very important thing is the things that go in the first box, the things that go well, the things that make us feel well, that bring good things to our lives. Let's try and take care of those things. And that is one first very important step. The things that make me feel good, let's try and take care of them. Let's try and make sure they keep on being well and they carry on making us feel good. Because we need things that make us feel good. Now the second box doesn't really matter. It's stuff that just happens to be in our lives. There can be many things that are in our lives that, yeah, well, they're just there. I don't care. Neighbor, for example. Sorry, neighbor. But, for example, if whatever, that doesn't really bother us, it doesn't really make us feel good either, there it is. We put it in the middle box. The last box is for the things that make us feel bad. I think it's clear. Things that make us feel bad, things that bring complications to our lives, things that bring unwell-being to our lives. That's what goes in the third box. Okay? Now, once, and this will take some time, but it makes us realize that there are a lot of things in our lives. And that all those things together, adding all those things up together, is what makes us feel the way we feel. I think that's pretty important. So once we realize, once we have been able to do this, put all our life, divide all our life in those three boxes, from there on it might be important to think, what do we want to do? It's, of course, obvious. The first box, the box of the things that make us feel good. We have to take care of that, make sure it carries on, and make sure it works and all that. The box of the stuff that's making us feel bad, well, we have to try and do something about that. We want to do something about it. We probably need to do something about that. Anyways, for now, I think enough. Let's do some introspection. Think about our lives. Try and be aware of everything we have in our lives. It's a lot. We are rich individuals, although maybe we don't realize this normally. Same as we tend to not listen to ourselves. We tend to not realize everything we have. So when I commit to making an inventory of my life and divide it in three boxes, that's why I'm finding out everything that is in my life. So we are going to keep it here. And what I will do swiftly as in tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and probably the day after tomorrow, is release 3 short videos dedicated to the first box, 1 video, the second box, the second video, and the third box, the third video. So we can center on one thing at a time. And you don't have to go through the whole video over and over and over again, as you probably have seen more than enough of me at this point. So after watching me and listening to me, now watch yourself. Watch your own life. Observe yourself. Try and be aware of everything that there is in your life and how it makes you feel. It's the indicator of whether something is good or not. Normally is the way it makes us feel. If it makes you feel good, it probably is good. If it makes you feel bad, it probably is bad. If it doesn't make you feel anything, well, it's probably just there. Anyways, I will publish the 3 videos dedicated to the 3 boxes as soon as possible. So after taking your time of making this inventory and dividing your life in 3 boxes, we can center on 1, 2, 3 different boxes. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for your feedback. You know where you can find me. Please contact, ask any question you need to ask, and we'll try and get into it. Have a wonderful day and enjoy your inventory. Bye. Take care, please.